Mid-South used the fact that you were a black woman, being the valet of a white wrestler, to get heat from the fans. Did you ever worry about your safety at the time?
Well, here's the thing, the interesting thing is I didn't know, and people might say, well, I don't understand how you didn't know. Like you said, did Dick smarten me up or did anybody smarten me up to what the gimmick or the angle was? No one ever did, so I found out as it was going along. So I think with Dick Slater, he had an idea in his mind, but he never told me what it was. So, meaning he's using me as an he's using me as an image or a gimmick to get heat as a mixed couple or whatever have. And it was working. But he wouldn't act that way or use color or language or anything in front of me. But I was told, in fact, I was told by Bill Watts, actually, because Bill Watts asked me, did I know? Because he was just kind of looking at me like, do you know that when he's in the dressing room or when he's in the office and he's talking to me, he uses the N word when he refers to you? Now, I was very, very shocked. And I said, no. And I was hurt. I was really hurt, No, Dick would just pretend one thing, but then do something else. And as I started to see what was happening, I mean, if you ask me, that's one thing. It's okay. Either I'm going to do it or I'm going to do it not, but not to lie and to kind of misguide everybody. But, that's what it was. And actually, it got us somewhere. It got a lot of heat. So that's about that angle.
Knowing what you did, with Dick using the N-word, did you feel he was a racist at all? Or
No.
No, okay.
No. But it's not that he was racist. It's more that I think it came from being insecure and trying to look good.
Right.
And, I believe me, when I'm talking about people, there's nobody out there I really, really hate or dislike. I'm just trying to talk honest about how I perceive someone. So no, I don't think he was racist at all. He just probably wanted to look good, and that's how he boasted or talked to put me down and him be in control, but not tell me that he's doing that. So it's kind of two-faced, right?
Looking back, do you think it crossed the line?
To have a conversation like that, absolutely.
Yeah.
And to let it happen in the dressing room over and over, that's probably why at one point when Bill was able to see me on the side or something, he asked me because it was almost like I must have known. He goes, he's looking like, do you know that when he's in the back that this is, and I was like, no, so another smartening of the business.
Did you ever feel discriminated against in the business because you were black?
No.
I heard a rumor, and I don't know how true this is that the KKK contacted Mid-South for using you?
Yeah, that's funny. What you probably heard, I don't know. I used to get fan mail and hate mail, and they'd use different references, certain people that would send their hate mail. But I actually got a letter, and it was signed by the White Knights. That was me.
Wow.
I just was like, what? What is this?
Do you feel that you opened the doors for the minority women in the business?
As far as I know, I did. There may have been some female wrestlers. They were probably more wrestling in the ring, actually, black women that broke into the business before me. But as far as the ballet type manager, I believe I was the first.
Did you guys have a lot of stalkers? Like a lot of stalker fans?
I think Dick had one, the crazy one that I think put a cigarette out in his eye. But no one I could think that would just show up all the time at ringside or out when you're out somewhere or anything like that.
You had mentioned earlier that fans, tried to cross the line. They tried touching you. What was the most craziest thing that a fan had attempted to do to you?
I even hate to say. Let's see. Oh my goodness. I was we were at a match. It was a small spot show somewhere, and I believe it was Terry. I think it was Steve Williams at the time, and a few people. We didn't have security. And I saw the crowd gather at the gate, and it's like, you don't know what to do, but you have to go forward. And as I say, people touch you, but this one person, they put their hand so far, they grabbed my pelvis, actually. And I mean, it was like I was going for a ride on this person's hand. I mean, I couldn't get away. They had just grabbed me so hard, and there was nobody there to help me. And the guys couldn't do anything. They really didn't even try to help. You know, they're just trying to push and get to the ring at the gate shut so we can just get in there. I thought that was pretty vile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a Von Erich claw?
I don't know. Was that what he does?
Well, anyway, how hard was that territory to travel in? Because you would hear about the rides from the towns and the Watts territory, that it was a lot of miles. Was it travel crazy?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was 7 days a week. I mean, you'd get probably a day off once a week and occasionally 2 days. And I know a lot of times there was, I'd be off work, wake up in the morning, and I've got to be in another state the next day, so I wouldn't even go home. I just learned to cook and put meals in the freezer and come home and have a meal.
What was the hardest thing about the business for you to learn back then? Was it psychology or?
Well, the psychology might be a little bit about of it, but what I think the most, and I look back now, is really shy. I get stuck on interviews and talking to people. So I think if somebody had actually sat down and guided me, you might have noticed a period towards the end of, well, I can't say the end of my career because I'm still in it, but towards the end of Mid-South, where they actually start putting me in a little commentating. Now, I didn't know a lot of the moves. You know, I had started to get smart to actually paying attention. But I really didn't know what to say. And I think if somebody had taken my hand at that time and really coached me, found my weak spots, I think I probably at that time would have been a good commentator for the sports.
Is it true that Dick Slater was a little bit overprotective of you back then?
Yeah, that's, again, like he would say one thing bad, you know, behind my back, but to me, he's a sweetheart and a nice, kind person. Yeah, he was just protecting me. I was probably his bread and butter a little bit. Not that he can't, you know, make money on his own, but he was probably just making sure he just kept me in the dark, and that way he's in control. So yeah, he was protective.
Over the last couple of years, it's been public knowledge that he had some pretty rough times. What are your thoughts on how his life has progressed?
I don't know. Like I said, I just thought he had some, you know, we all have emotional things, but I mean some real unstable personalities are going on. I saw that, yeah, I think I saw it was one Christmas, his paper was, you know, for arrest and this and that. And like I said, I just hope the best for him. You know, I haven't seen him since, you know, we walked away from Mid-South. But
wow, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.